I never met him, but I saw him. He lived not too far from, well, backing up, this Ford Roost plant was over in East Dearborn, and probably 10 miles, 15 miles or so to the west, there was West Dearborn, and some called it Old Dearborn, and the other one New Dearborn, but Ford Fairlane, which was, or Fairlane Estate, is where Henry Ford lived. And then after I got out of service, I eventually ended up at Ford Engineering as an experimental engine parts inspector, and that was right next to the Greenfield Village, the Henry Ford Museum. Back then they call it Greenfield Village, and across Michigan Avenue was where Henry lived. So he lived right out in that area. And then in 1946, the city of Dearborn, Old Dearborn, they put on a birthday celebration for him. In one of the parks there, they had a band or a stage like, and they had him down there, and he could play the fiddle and call square dance. And he was fiddling for the people and everything, and then they had a small plane come over and drop a whole bunch of leaflets that says, "Happy birthday, Mr. Ford." And it was quite a time. This was in 1946. And he was, a lot of people that knew him or really liked him because he was nice to people. My granddad grew up in Dearborn, and his neighbor was a chemist for Ford, and he was on crutches, and he probably wouldn't have had a job if it hadn't been for Henry Ford. And he was always, pleased with working at Ford Motor Company.